Well, good morning, or I should say good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Today is Friday, January the 25th, and we have a special speaker with us today. We have Donna, who is going to share with us her top tips on how you can grow, how you can build a team in the direct sales or network marketing industry. Donna, of course, is what I would call an expert in this field. She probably won't agree with me because even when we are experts, we don't think we are. But let me just tell you a little bit about Donna. In case you have not met this amazing woman in person, she has really has entrepreneurial blood. Way back, probably even before she was born. Donna?
That's me.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Donna was raised in Newfoundland, and her families have been entrepreneurs, again, ever since her birth. Her mother was a top direct seller for a couple of different companies when you went door to door. There was no telephoning, there was no internet, there was no social media. She sold vacuum cleaners, and she loved those vacuum cleaners and did those demos. Not only did she work for or partner with a couple of direct sales companies and do extremely well, but Donna's family also owned not just a bed and breakfast, but also, you may have heard that story before, but also a grocery store, a convenience store. And ladies, if you know anything about bed and breakfasts and convenience stores, you know it's long hours. It's a serious commitment of time and energy. And in order for organizations or businesses like that to survive, they have to have superior customer service. And you know that Donna has that. If you've ever talked to her for a business perspective, but even on a personal level, the lady just goes above and beyond to help people, to serve. Her generosity, her spirit, her positivity. I mean, she walks into the room and we all gravitate to her because she has such great aura. Do you agree? Let me see some thumbs up from those of you who have met Donna and agree with that statement. So Donna is like blushing over there right now. Sarah is saying, I agree, Sarah Turrell on the chat. I agree. By the way, Sarah is going to be one of our next speakers, so I hope you saw that event. She's going to be talking next, a webinar in February. But back to Donna. So Donna has, I'm just going to recap this real quick. Donna has been in direct sales for 2 decades now. I know she started when she was 9, right? She's only 29. Isn't she gorgeous? And Donna has been with very prominent organizations like Tupperware, like Miriam. She did some stuff with Avon. And she's aligned herself with really solid organizations that provide amazing training. And she's taken that.
Yeah, so you can
currently with
you want to give them.
Welcome, Cheryl. Welcome, Cheryl. We're going to mute you. She has currently aligned herself with direct sellers, and I'm sure she'll tell us a few stories about that and her other direct sales organizations where she has earned numerous free vacations. No, she earned them, baby. They weren't free. She worked her butt off for those. As well as, I think she said 6 or 7 years of car bonuses where she got a car allowance and never had to pay for her vehicle. So kudos to Donna. She comes with a lot of experience, and I think you're just going to love this presentation. So I'm going to now hand it over to Donna. Let her speak. Donna, if you want to fill us out a little bit more with an introduction or your background, feel free to do that. And when you're ready, I will then put the slides on the screen, okay?
Sounds great. Good morning, everybody. I generally don't have computer problems, but today I went upstairs, my computer, the Wi-Fi wasn't working. Now I'm down in the basement, hid away because this happened to be a day that all my kids are home, so the house is pretty crazy here. So I'm not 39, I'm actually 51, and I'm very proud to be a 50-year-old. So I never hide how old I am because I feel I got lots of knowledge that I've learned, and I've got another 40 years to learn, so why not be proud of it? So very, very happy 51-year-old. When Christine asked me to speak on this, I thought, oh, first of all, I was going to cancel, but she already had it posted before I had a chance to tell her, no, I'm going to wait. I've been going through what the start about. I know there's a lot of people on this call that are not even in the industry or don't really know a lot about what the industry is all about. So I thought I'd start, first of all, of telling a little bit about what the multi-level marketing direct sales industry is all about. What it basically is it's a distribution model for companies that don't want to sell their product through retail. So what they do, they have individual peoples, and we're going to say women in this call the whole day because I'm all about women. I only want to talk about women and love men, but women is going to be my conversation of talk today. Okay. So that share that allows the company to do. They don't spend, in most cases, any money on marketing. The marketing money budget that a lot of companies would have, they are able to give that to people that are in the industry and that's how they pay them. The screen is looking really funny right here now. I don't know if everyone's seeing a funny screen or if you're just hearing me.
Can you hear me, Donna?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to put up your slide number 1. Because you were talking about what the direct sales industry was. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so do you see it on the screen or not?
It's kind of all funny. I don't know if anyone else could see it. Yeah, no, you can't really see it that well.
Okay.
I can see it fine. It was the first screen that you showed earlier.
Yeah, it says, what is direct sales marketing?
Yes, it's good there now, yes.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Okay, so there it is. So I just wanted to go over, for the people that are new to the industry, the revenue for last year was $200 billion for a year, which is, you're not going to find any average company that can do that. So they give out in payment for people in the industry, $200 million per day is paid out for people just sharing the business is what it's all about. So I wanted to give some benefits of people that are in the industry. I wrote increased income because a lot of people that are generally come into this industry, they already have another job. They just want that little extra for whether it's $50 a week or $500 a week for things that they want to do above and beyond what I always call it family income. So for us, my husband works full time and is income for me, I always call it our family income. So if I wanted extra money outside of what the family was providing, this is how I've always done it. So when I ever say, that I don't want to take from family income, that's what it is. So my extra money came from this industry. So you can increase your income. So someone that you can decide if you want a little bit or if you want a lot. When I first started, I was just doing it because honestly, I did a home-based party and I was with Tupperware then and the lady was horrible. So I thought, ooh, I could do this. So I started, and for about a year and a half, my friends kept saying to me, Donna, this is going to replace your job. And I says, no. And what happened, there was an incentive trip that came up, and I didn't know that I was so excited about winning a trip or earning a trip. You don't win it because you work really, really hard to get it. And I decided I wanted this trip. So in me working towards getting this trip, it put me up to the next level and the next level. And once you start earning trips for doing something that you love to do, you kind of don't stop. You want to keep going. So that's what kept me in the industry. And the flexible schedule was important for me. I have 4 kids, and my number one thing in life is kind of weird. I want to be a mother. That was my number one. I wanted to be home with my kids, and this allowed me to be home with my kids and work around what they were doing. Next one is be your own boss and work from home. That was always important for me because I was brought up with that. My mother, as Christina said earlier, was always an entrepreneur. We had our own business, and my mother worked really, really hard. But we also had the benefits. If we wanted to go away or if we wanted to do things, we were just able to do it. Friendships and relationships. You can see from this page right now, just our page itself, how much friends and relationships that are developed when you're in this industry, or being among, again, I'm going to say women that just have a goal to be there and help each other. And you really get that from this industry because you're in the same situation. You just want to help your family, and this is how you choose to do it. Incentives and recognition. This was the recognition. I'm not one that needed to be recognized on the stage, but from when my team, as I was growing them, when I seen my team earning trips and getting their first car bonus and things like that, that's magical when you get the experience, the people that you've helped, and they're being recognized for what they want to do. I put business skills here because the great thing about this industry, they provide massive, massive training for you versus someone that's self-employed, like a sole entrepreneur at home. You're a painter. Nothing wrong with painters. Painters are great. But you don't have, you need to find alternative ways to grow yourself and do personal growth, where this industry provides that for you. It's automatically day one, there's somebody mentoring you at the beginning that's guiding you, because the more success someone can help you, the more success they are. So if they're not helping you, no one's successful. So it is a business where the more you help people, the more you can grow. I put discounts for products because a lot of you, if you're in this industry, you know, a lot of people, I would say 80% of the people that sign up is because they love the product and they want to get it for a discount. Why would you pay free price for anything when you can get 25 and sometimes 50% off it? So a lot of people do join for that. And tax benefits. I had people join from over the years because they were just at a tax bracket where they were like touching having to pay all the time. But when you're running any self-entrepreneur type of a business, it is a write-off for you. Like many things you can write off, and that itself is a course in itself, teaching about the home maintenance that you can turn off, like your lunches that you're going to go for. If you talk business, you can write them off. So a lot of people do come into it for those reasons. And then there is just financial freedom. A lot of people that come into this industry do come into it to get a part-time income, and then they realize that, yes, and that's exactly what happened to me. I realized I could replace my full-time, what I was doing at that time, and stay with it. And so I've stuck with it. And for me, I will always do this industry because it suits all of the above. When I think about maybe going and getting something that is consistent 9 to 5, and then I think, oh my God, I can't because I don't have this. My kids are going to need me and this. And then I go back through all this list here. And this is the reason I've always stayed with it. So that's a little bit about the industry. If people have any questions about the industry and how it all works, we can certainly go over that. So I wanted to talk about more, now that people know what the industry is all about, why grow a team when you're with this industry, or really how to make more money. A lot of people, when you come into this industry, you can be one person and you're working for yourself and you have one income and that's yours. Or you can bring 100 people into this and you get a percentage of what 100 people bring in. So if those 100 people bring in, we'll say $500 a month, that's $50,000 your team has done, versus it's impossible. It's impossible. Yes, we can. Yeah. It's impossible for one person to bring in $50,000, but if you have a team of 100 people helping you do that, so that's the why you want. I said, know your why is the first thing, but that is more, that one is not a why in the business. That's know why you're in the business. Some people will say you can be in a business if it's a savvy business because of that you can make money, but in this industry, you have to love the product. It has to be something that you have a passion about, because if you don't have a passion about the product that you're sharing, you're not going to be able to share it. You're going to be and not sure if it's the best product. But so know why you came into the business, because if you came in for your family, for whatever reason, that's something that you want to share with everybody, because everybody has a reason that they decide to do this, and share that with your team. Because if anyone that you're talking to about the business, find out why they would want to do this. Why do they need an extra $50 a month or $500? We'll go with the $500 a month, because 50 is, we'll do the $500 a month, because a $500 a month can really make a difference to someone if they're saving for a trip, or if it's just for their kids' activities, or many things. It's a nice, good amount of extra money that someone could need. And number 2 is to surround yourself with people that share your vision. It's really hard to do a business if nobody around you supports you. I mean, and this is where you find this, either you find it with your family and friends, or you go outside with people like our networking group, or the people that are on this page. You know, everybody on this call right now, they're there to support everyone that's on here. So that's where you got to find those people. And you can either find them through your family or friends, or go outside, because often people find it's your other friends that are there for you, because often we're in the same industry. And because we're in the same industry, we understand there's tons of us out there. There's like, how many people in Toronto? The GTA has 6 million people. And so we have lots of people out there that we can all chat to. And then I said, be there for others. As someone trying to build this business, you need to be there for your team way more than you're there for yourself. I mean, you're there for yourself because the more they grow, that'll benefit you, but be there for your team. And as you get them, let them know that you're always there to support them and be there. One thing I used to do when, I'll save that for later. And I wrote build leads. That was kind of, because if you want to build your business, which is what we want, you need to be doing what you want. Practice what you preach. If you're practicing activity regularly, daily, and you've got a time schedule and you have everything all set up that your team sees you do, they're going to do the same thing. And also, could you send the video, please? And also share with your team regularly. That was something I found really hard because I didn't share with my team the hours and hours and hours and hours that I was working. And they knew, but I kind of kept it to myself because I wanted them to think I was magic and I could just do all these things and it never bothered me. But eventually I realized, somebody said to me, Donna, your team got to know what you're doing so they can't follow you. Share your vision and goals. So if you're working on building your team to, say, in a month you want to bring in 3 new people every month, let your team know that. Because if you have 2 or 3 of you working on that and you want 3 people, your team is going to want to bring in the same amount of people too. So you're all working together. I said, ask the question. And the question is always, are you interested in learning more? Because if you don't offer people that you want to share what your business or your opportunity is all about, a lot of people are afraid to come and say, oh, what's this all about? So you always got to ask the question. And like, I wouldn't say, I'm going to use Tupperware as an example because Tupperware was a lot of my years of doing experience. I would never ask people like, would you like to sell Tupperware? You got to say, are you interested in having extra income? Or a lot of times it's just fun going out and meeting other women and having fun at what you're doing. So ask the question, are they interested in learning more? Would they like to spend more time out? Just sometimes people need a little bit of time just really away from their family because it gives you a break. As being the mom, you get to go out and not be the mom. You get to be a different person and be the person that's helping other one. Teach should be duplicable. Whatever you're doing, it needs to be something that, as you're growing your organization, it needs to be something that your team can do. If you're someone that is very outspoken or very, very good, we'll say social media. If you're very, very good on social media and if your downline or your team can't do that, that is something that it's not duplicable. So you need to find ideas or share it with them or teach them how to do what you're doing, because they can't teach someone else if they can't do it themselves. Support is common in this, is very, very big in this industry. Just as you're bringing people in and you're sharing the opportunity with people, let them know that there is support everywhere. Not only from yourself, there's people in your, in your company, there's more than you that people can get support from. And don't feel that someone needs to come to you every time they have a question or they need help. Always make sure they know that there's other people, because they may connect with your upline more than they connect with you. So always share who other people that they can reach out to if they have a question, because sometimes it may not be you. You may not do things that suits the way they do it. So they can just reach out to someone else. So give them a big list of people who they can follow. And then I wrote, be the person people want to follow. You got to look at would you follow yourself? Are you doing things that you would want people to look at you and say, yes, I want to do what she's doing? So somebody told me that years and years ago, I mean, like 20 years ago, would you want to follow you? And then I thought, and I've kept that at the back of my mind all the time when I was out with my team. Am I doing stuff that they would do, or am I doing stuff that people aren't comfortable doing? And the big one, which I should have put up number 1, is know your comp plan, because this call is about building your team. You need to know how the business works in your individual company, because every company is different. So you need to know that and have your team know that if you max out on your comp plan, if you're in the industry, you understand this. There's every month in your comp plan, there's always certain things that you do that will increase your income. So that is something you really got to know how your individual companies pay you, and know that. And maybe at the beginning of the month, with your team, say, this is the goal we want to reach this month, and this is how this can increase your income by doing this. And sometimes it could be in sales, like could be in personal sales. Sometimes it could be in team sales. Sometimes it could be in like what your managers are doing. There's a whole variety of ways that your comp plan changes. So you need to know that. And if you're not familiar with that, like we used to sit down at a team meeting and we used to go over that all the time with our team. Like, what have we got to do this month? Like, how can we make the benefit off the comp plan? So everybody really needs to understand that. And as long as you can explain it to people that's in your team, so everyone's following the same system of making the most money you can make, because that's really, really what you want to do. So there's can you do the next screen, Christine?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I was taking notes.
Seriously now. I got the next screen on my phone here so I can flick it. One of the ways of building your team, if some people are fairly new and don't have a lot, is a lot of people want to go big. They want to have a team that's all over the place. It's great. It's lovely. It's really easy, but it's difficult. I've actually got a team in Australia right now, and it's difficult because of the time zone and understanding how people work different everywhere. Even in Canada, there's different provinces where people have different types of people I'm from Newfoundland. We're totally different than the people from Alberta. So I always recommend you want to build your team locally first. And so you can actually train your people locally too, because I wrote here, not everyone's a social media expert. Because I know now we're all into building online. Some businesses they're meant for that. But if you're in a business that is building relationship, you have a product that you want to share with people. If you have a local team that's in your area, you build your local team together and you have a group of you. By holding your parties every week and doing sit down per week. And what sit downs will be is like one-on-ones where you're going out with people. Some companies are not based on party planning. Others are based on party planning. So the difference in that for anyone new, so a party planning would be, again, I'm going to use Tupperware, and there's Carrie looking at me. So Tupperware is based on a party planning model where you invite people over and you share your business with everybody at the same time. Other companies are based on what they call doing sit downs with people, where it is more one-on-one. You sit down with people and you go over it with them. So you want to consistently have one or the other going on a regular, and if your team is doing the same thing, that means your team is growing and everybody's building more and more. Attend local events. And I said, they like that kind of environment. What I meant by that was networking meetings, Chamber of Commerce, things like that, where you can go and expose yourself and expose business, and take your team with you. Like 3 or 4 of you go out to these events. Like, you're not in competition because you're all working together. Go out to a Chamber of Commerce meetings, because if you think about the people that are at Chamber of Commerce meetings, they are people that already go out and meet up with people. So they're familiar with that, and so that part of getting people to go out and openly talk to people, they already know. So it's a great way to go. I say the Chamber of Commerce because I've just started going to them, and I wish I had went years ago, but I didn't know Chamber of Commerce was something that would work for me. But now, and there's also a lot of companies and businesses at Chamber of Commerce meetings that may be able to use your product for many, many items, many for like whatever they want it for. But it's a great way to go out and go with your team, like 2 or 3 of you go out and support each other when you're there. Share fun things that you're doing. I mean, so if you are out with your team and you're doing either it's at a party, or you're just doing a get together or a team meeting or anything that you're doing, share it, because people will want to join you if you're having fun at what you're doing. Everybody knows me for that. If you're not having fun at what you're doing, go find something else to do. You need to be enjoying it, and you need to be something that you're excited about sharing. If you're not excited about sharing exactly what your product is, you gotta be to be successful. Always have marketing material with you. Whether you've got your name on your car or even a little business card can make you money, but you need to have something with you. If you're out and about and you start talking with someone, or you're at the grocery store on a Monday morning, you're home. You must have, people assume you got kids and say, no, I have my own business. This is what I do. With social media now, that business card was always important in the past, but I'm finding now I generally say, find me on Facebook. And that really works well now. But having something with you, a flyer, it's really good. Then I say keep contacts updated. It's really important to keep your team going and keep your customer base going. And people around you that are supporting, updated on what's going on, whether it's sales flyers or whether it's specials that are going on, or even if you're working on something, let people know. People will support you in what you're doing. Like I do a regular update with my customers now on all the specials that are going out and flyers. People like to know that you're remembering them. And I'll have people like 2 years later and say, Donna, I still get your emails coming, your newsletter coming. I thought, oh, who are you? It's been so long I haven't heard from them, but they tell me they're still reading their newsletter that they get from me monthly. So find something like that. And a lot of times now, I used to have a custom newsletter that I used to send out, but now I just have one that I like a email that I send monthly to all my customers just to let them know that I'm still around, because you don't want anybody to forget you. And then I said, so team meetings, once you start building your team meetings, because you've done all this locally and you're going to networking groups, start doing your own local team meetings. I mean, it's very important to get together. You have a group of people with the same goal of building a business, meeting together monthly. These people don't go, they stay with you if you build that relationship with them, because they get to know you as a person and you become friends with them, and friends will stay with each other once you've developed that. So I did team meetings at my house Sunday nights at 7 o'clock. I wasn't in a wine business at that time, but it was funny when I decided to join a wine business, I thought, how much wine did we drink on Sunday nights at my previous company? Because we drank a lot of wine. And it was just a social. We would do half the 2 hour would be like would be actual training and chatting. And the other hour, we specifically had that for sharing about each other's family and what each other's done. And it built that relationship among each other too by doing that, because you truly become friends with each other and you're there to support each other along the way. And you can't get that in a lot of other companies. I mean, like if you're in the corporate world, because once you leave that corporate world, you come home and you have to find your own community of people out there versus what we have in this industry. We can do the next one. Anybody's posting, by the way, so if anybody, Christine can kind of answer those later. Christine, I think I had another slide thing there. Oh, you work full time. The reason we started doing lunchtime hours, because a lot of people do still work full time, and our goal is to be not working full time for somebody else. Why should you put all your hours towards someone else? So you start a little side business on the side, and deep down, a lot of people don't want to say, yes, I want this to replace my full-time income. I didn't want to. But once you realize it can, so I just wrote down some little ideas on if you're working full time, how you can kind of build your business when you get home, because it's really hard when you get home too. Yes, we can see it. Yeah. A lot of people, when you come home, you got other priority or other things you got to do when you get home. So this is just I did like 15-minute little blocks that you can do. Shut the door. This means if you're at work or if you're at home or wherever you are, close your door and give yourself that 15 minutes that you either want to make calls, follow up with people, send your emails, and be intentful. So go in with know what you're going to be doing. Productive activities means don't go in and check your Facebook messages or play on Facebook. Have 15 minutes allotted out of this is what I want to do. I met with a bunch of people. I was at a networking event last week with Christine Hall. She's amazing. And I met 6 people there that were interested in what I was doing. I want to contact these people, get to know them a little bit better, see if they want to meet up. Plan your day this is all in one. In those 15-minute blocks that you're going to be able to do, maybe one is at lunchtime, maybe do 15 minutes before you go to work. And when you come home at some point in that nighttime, because everybody's night schedule, if you are out with your kids, when they're doing gymnastics, can you go somewhere for 15 minutes and I had 4 kids, or I still do have them. My husband was never around. I'd say, no, I don't mean he was never around. He worked. So I had to build whatever I did around with my 4 kids, and I did home daycare for 12 years. So when I first started this, I was also doing home daycare. So I had 5 kids that I didn't own, and I had 4 of my own. So I worked this blocks all the time where I would lot 15 minutes when my kids were napping, 15 minutes when my kids were eating, 15 minutes when I would draw, and gymnastics is one of the places that we went to. So, and be consistent at your 15 minutes where you either sit down the night before and say, tomorrow I'm going to do 15 minutes here, put it in a little notebook or write it in a Post-it note and put it on your purse. This is what I'm going to do, and carry it with you. Even if you're going to work on taxes, actually taxes is not an income producing activity. Take that out of that 15 minutes. You don't make money. You do make money unless you're going to get money back. But it has to be reaching out to people. Oh, Glenda Ellsworth Power Hour. Actually, that's where I got it from. Christine, I just seen Christine Hall. I have that. Glenda Ellsworth is a unbelievable person. And she teaches the Power Hour where it's a circle and you block off and I've got all the information on that. So it's really, and direct sales from dummies. So Christine is typing some good information there. And I followed Glenda Ellsworth. She's on Facebook, she's on social media, and she is one of us. She started in the industry and she's really, really good. So there's your 15-minute blocks, and write it down. And what you want to do once you write them down, give yourself a sticker or a check mark or whatever you do so you know it's done. Because a lot of times when you work full-time and you're trying to build a part-time business and full-time, you think, I didn't do anything today. Oh my God, I didn't do nothing. But if you've done your 45 minutes or even 15 minutes a day, you know at the end of the week, you've put maybe 3 to 4 hours into building it, because you can see it on your little notepad that you've checked it off, you've done it. So, and it is time management, which is another whole call itself. Time management is another one, but blocking out your time. One thing that I used to do with my team, I really wanted my team to do events, and we talked a little bit about anyone coming to our retreat. I'm proposing that we're going to do one. I don't know if my proposal will get chosen. Is to do a session on doing events, and you get chiropractors at events. You get everybody in our industry. You get people that do home crafts. But there's a certain way to do them so they're successful. So you know when you're doing them, they're successful. So my goal for my team, that I used to spend 4 hours a week, and I had it blocked out, that I would sit down and I would find events for my team to do. So there was one Saturday where I had 7 people out doing events. So I chose to give them up. And I did lots. Oh my God. No, I did tons and tons and tons and tons. I did hundreds. But at a certain point, it was more beneficial. Instead of one person doing them, it was more beneficial for me to have 7 people out doing them. So there was one Saturday, I had 7 people out doing events. So it was great, because from a leader, which is what we want to do, we want to build a team, everything that those 7 people did and every party that they booked and they were out there, it helped me grow my team. So I used to spend 4 hours a week was my allotted time going on Kijiji, and I had a list of people that said, yes, I want to do events, but either they worked full-time or they had, for other reasons, they couldn't find events. So I made that my job to do. And I used to send, I've just got an event. This one is in Stony Creek. Anybody want to do this one? First person that got back to me, they got it and they had to pay. The odd one I paid for, but generally you can't do it all for them. You want them to be responsible for the follow-up. And if someone didn't follow up and pay like immediately and we lost it, they were taken off my list. Because you can only do so much for people. You have to empower them to continue doing their own. So I didn't mind finding them, because for me, this was my full-time job at that time. So finding events and having your team out there actively producing activities, which is what doing events are. So at our retreat, I'm going to do if I get chosen, sorry, a full event, a full day on doing 45 minutes on doing events from the beginning, before you leave your house until you leave. And I've got this all written up. I can share that with anybody anyhow. And it was always a template that I gave my team when anybody new, especially if you've never done an event before. And this is for any company. It's not even in our industry. I mean, if you make cakes, you want to go out and market yourself. And that's a great way to go out doing events and sharing it. So there's kind of little tips that I had always written up for that. So they're a great way to get your team out there. And people get excited when you go to an event and you got one person speak to you, it's exciting. But when you come back and you got 50, 60 people, it's really exciting. So Christine is back on, and I think we're getting close to, there's so much to talk about. I've covered I got one more little slide there that Christine, it's got a green background, Christine.
Oh no, I only got 4, Donna.
That's good, then we won't bother.
Okay. Well, do you want to say what it is you wanted to share?
I'm trying to find it on my phone here now because my computer's
I got 4 images.
Okay, no, I changed the color. It wasn't green anymore. Perfect.
Awesome.
Christine Summer, she has to leave to come pick me up. Tell her.
Oh, Christine, you have to leave to go pick up Donna.
It's right there, come on.
So in case you were wondering what Donna was referring to about the weekend, we have booked a MAWB retreat. That is a weekend, the ultimate girls weekend away. We are going to be treated royally. We are staying at a castle, and we will be queens and princesses for the weekend. So I hope you can make that. All of the information and the event has been posted in the on the MAWB calendar. So thank you, Donna, for mentioning that. And as what Donna was saying is, Donna is proposing a topic. Donna is proposing to facilitate.
If I get chosen.
A 45-minute information session to teach people how to effectively run a networking event. Sorry, not a networking event, a vendor event, how to maximize their time and effort and optimize the results, okay, of being at that event. So what she means by, if I get chosen, lots of people want to share their expertise. And we want as many people as can be to share. However, we only have the weekend and we have 3 rooms. So we're going to allow you to propose your topic that you want to share with us, teach us about, and then we will post those and people will vote. And the ones with the most vote, meaning the ones that people want to see the most, will be the sessions that we will hold. We're trying to be as diplomatic, is that the right word, as possible,
yes.
And allow people to get the most out of the weekend that they can. So is that cool? Does that sound all right for everyone? I can't see anyone anymore, so I'm going to assume that's good. And Donna and I will be going live early next week to talk about more about dates, more about payments, because I've actually put a big down payment on my credit card. So I need to start getting deposits from people so I can pay that off, which is due at the end of the month. Okay. Do we have any questions? I have some notes that I just want to review super quickly, but are there any questions from the group right now that you would like to ask? Anyone? Go ahead. Glennis, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for adding me to this group. It was a couple of months ago. I haven't been engaged. This is my first lunch and learn. Thank you. I just had a quick question. I'd like to attend some of the in-person events, but all of them are during the day when we work. Are there any at all on the weekend?
We're working on it. Yeah, we're gonna do a February.
I'm saying yes.
We're gonna do a February evening from 7 to 9. I took a poll a couple weeks ago, and what came back was the best night for everyone was Tuesday. Like I think 40 people said Tuesday. So
yes, thank you. I saw that February 13th, right? I'll sign up. Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else with any questions for Donna about her amazing presentation and her enthusiasm?
Great job, Donna. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you so much, especially the 15-minute windows. Thank you.
Yeah, check out Belinda Ellsworth, that excellent presentation she does on the 15-minute Power Hour.
Where do I find that?
Just Google Belinda Ellsworth Power Hour.
Thank you.
Belinda Ellsworth Power Hour. So really, you know what, from my experience, what I just wanted to say is one of the top things that you have to keep in mind is duplication is key. I worked with 2 direct sales companies. The first one I worked with, I only was able to sponsor 7 people. And why? It's because I was doing these fabulous things. But when people would come to my shows, that was a Pampered Chef consultant, they'd be like, you're so amazing. I couldn't do what you do, but I love it. So make sure that you're being duplicatable. Follow the model and the systems they put in place. Try not to step outside of that because it will be harder for you to sponsor people. The other thing that Donna mentioned was passion. If you don't jump out of bed in the morning passionate about what you're doing, no one's going to join your team. So really think about that when it comes to, is this the right fit for me, and be super passionate because people will follow that passion, no question. The other thing that Donna mentioned was amazing examples of leadership. But one thing that I learned is the more you do for them, the less they'll do. So be a leader, yes. Show them how, but don't do the work for them. And of course, have fun. Right? For a lot of people, this is a part-time job. This is a side gig. This is their side hustle. They already got a job. They already do work. So you got to make this fun and entertaining and educational. And as she said, you know, offer support wherever possible. If it's not you, then someone else in your upline, your sideline, your downline, whatever. Because, you know, we don't always connect with everyone. So that was an excellent suggestion, Donna. Love that. And another thing that I think she said that is so important, because I failed in this area with one of my direct sales businesses, build locally. We had all this excitement about Mexico opening, the UK opening, and I expended so much energy trying to sell to these countries where I didn't know the language, I didn't know the people, I didn't know, and it was a waste of my time. So literally sell locally. At one point I had 15 downline within a 5-kilometer radius of my home who were rocking it.
I had 6 people. I had 6 people that we all lived within maybe 1 minute of my house.
Yeah.
One was 5 houses down and one was the next street over, and we never overlapped for years.
Yeah.
It was great for team parties because everybody walked and we drank wine. Right.
That's awesome. So I just wanted to reiterate some of the things that Donna said were just like valuable information. I highly recommend that you listen to the replay again, stop it, take notes. And of course, Donna's open to having coffee dates and chatting and sharing more with you. We are an amazing community in the MAWB. If you haven't been around long, I encourage you to get involved. I encourage you to, get out and chat with people. And we genuinely really do want to help, no matter what business you're in. Anything else you want to add, Donna, as a summary to what you've said?
You did an awesome job. I'm always here to help. That's something that I didn't talk a little bit about me when I started, but I'm always there to help. I've always been anybody. You don't need to like what I do. It doesn't matter. I can still share everything that I've done over the years and because I like what I'm doing, but that don't mean I do wine. So who doesn't like wine? But that's another conversation. But you know what? I'm always willing to help because there's little tips that we can all learn, no matter what business we're in or what we're doing. They're all very similar. So reach out if anybody has any questions. I love brainstorming with people and helping people just come up with ideas that are sometimes outside. I wouldn't say there's different things that you can do because we live in an area. We're in a very diverse area. And it's different in how you would grow and learn versus me being from Newfoundland, where everybody kind of is in some way possibly related. Here, there's so many different cultures and people around you. You got to learn how to work with all of those. So it's a great when we can all work together and share what we've learned about that.
I think it's important also to know that sometimes when we work with an organization, whatever direct sales company or not, we get siloed. We're only thinking like they think. We're only thinking like they teach and they model, which is wonderful. However, stepping outside and talking to someone who's a leader in a different industry, a different company, they give you new perspective. So that can be very helpful.
Yeah, it's great.
And I'll just say that Sarah commented in the chat box that she really appreciated hearing the phrase, would you follow me? Or would I follow you? So it gives you an opportunity, Donna said, to just reflect upon yourself. And is your vibe the vibe that you want? And if it's not, maybe, talk to some people and figure out how you can adjust your vibe so that you do get people following you.
It's a weird thing to do. The first time you look at yourself and how you're running your business and thinking, what other people want to do this. But after you do it, it's way better. It's easy after you look at yourself a few times.
Well, I think what it comes down to is serving people, right? Serve them and meet them where they are. So if you're way too far ahead or then you just kind of maybe step back a little bit and meet them where they are and bring them to you. Well, awesome. Again, Donna, thank you so much. That was an amazing presentation. Love your enthusiasm. And I'm looking forward to going to have lunch with you now. So ladies, thanks so much for joining us. I'll send out the recording so you can play back and listen to this again and make any other notes. If you have questions, of course, pop them into the event. And Donna would be more than happy to answer those or follow up with you on a one-on-one basis. So it's Friday. Yay! Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll
have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Donna.
What is Donna?
Thank you.